All right, welcome to another deep dive. This time, we're looking at the world of car dealerships, but not just any car dealerships.
Yeah?
Car dealerships online in the digital age.
Uh-huh.
So, we've got a blog post here from Site Design Now W, which is this Australian web design company,
Mhm.
and they work with businesses to boost their online presence,
Oh.
especially car dealerships, it looks like.
Yeah.
And they're focusing on the Logan area.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they're really zeroed in on this like local market and how to make a splash in the digital world.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how they're tailoring their advice to a very specific location.
Yeah, super specific.
Yeah.
And they have 5 key features they highlight for like a killer website.
Okay.
So let's dive into that.
Right.
The first one they talk about is comprehensive vehicle listings.
Okay.
Which, sounds pretty obvious, right? Like you'd want to have all your cars listed on your website.
Right.
But they really emphasize going beyond just like a photo and a price tag. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, it makes sense when you think about how people are buying cars now. People do so much research online before they even think about going to a dealership.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And they want information.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just browsing anymore. They're really digging deep.
They're serious.
Yeah. So I think these detailed listings, they really build trust,
Yeah.
because it shows you're not trying to hide anything.
Oh, I see.
It's like you're giving them a virtual showroom
Yeah.
where they can really explore the car
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
from the comfort of their own home.
Yeah, yeah. It's like saying, hey, here's everything warts and all. We're not afraid to show you.
Exactly.
We're confident in what we're selling.
Yeah, and they even mention specific details like mileage and fuel type and transmission, all the important stuff.
Right, all the nitty-gritty details.
And any cool features or extras.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really about giving that customer the power to make an informed decision.
Yeah.
So instead of feeling pressured by a salesperson on the lot, they can take their time at home, compare features,
Mm-hmm.
and ultimately feel more confident when they do decide to reach out to the dealership.
That makes a lot of sense. It's
Yeah.
like you're anticipating the customer's questions before they even have to ask them.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's comprehensive listings.
All right.
What's next?
So next up we have search and filter tools,
Yeah.
which again might seem pretty basic,
Right, like duh. Every website has that.
but they really emphasize how important it is to get these right,
Okay.
especially in a market like Logan,
Yeah.
It's a pretty busy area. People are time poor.
Oh, for sure.
No one wants to spend ages scrolling through pages and pages of cars.
Ugh, no, I hate that.
They need to be able to quickly find exactly what they're looking for.
Right.
So are they basically saying that good search and filter tools are all about user experience?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It's about making the experience seamless and intuitive, Think about those websites where the search bar is practically begging you to type something in.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
And the filters are so smart, they can anticipate what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
That's the level of sophistication dealerships should be aiming for.
I'm starting to see how these features aren't just random website elements.
Well,
They're
sure.
working together to create this, specific experience for the customer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. So that's search and filter tools.
Yep.
And then the third one is a trade-in value calculator, which I have to admit, I love these things.
They are pretty handy, aren't they?
Yeah, it's like magic. You plug in your car's info and bam, you get an estimate.
Right.
But from a marketing perspective, what do you think is the psychology behind it?
It's about empowerment,
Mhm.
It takes away some of the uncertainty and fear that people often feel when they're thinking about trading in their car.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You're not going in blind hoping for the best. You have some data to work with,
Right.
which can make the whole process feel more manageable.
Yeah, I bet that makes people more likely to actually start the process too.
Exactly.
If you have a ballpark figure in mind,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't feel as daunting to take that next step.
Yeah, and it's all about removing those mental barriers and making the customer feel in control.
Right.
Like imagine you're thinking about upgrading your car,
Yeah.
but you're hesitant because you have no idea what your current car is worth.
Right.
A tool like this can give you that little nudge to start exploring your options.
It's like taking that first step toward a big decision,
Yeah,
but in a low-pressure, non-committal way.
exactly.
I like it.
Yeah.
So we've covered comprehensive listings, smart search tools, and that trade-in calculator.
Right.
What's next on the list?
So the blog post highlights online scheduling next.
Okay.
And I think this one really shows how dealerships are adapting to,
Yeah.
the modern consumer's lifestyle.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like Everyone's so busy these days.
Yeah.
The idea of having to call a dealership during business hours. To schedule a test drive or a service appointment just feels so old school.
Yeah, exactly. It's not very convenient, is it?
Not at all.
And it's not just about convenience for the customer either.
That's a good point.
Think about the efficiencies it creates for the dealership as well.
Oh, yeah. How so?
They can manage appointments more effectively,
Okay.
reduce phone traffic, and really streamline their operations.
It's like a win-win for everyone.
Exactly. It's like working smarter, not harder.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so online scheduling makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Last but not least, the blog post talks about customer testimonials.
Right.
This is something I've always found interesting.
Yeah.
Why do you think testimonials are so effective, in the digital age?
I think it all comes down to trust.
Okay.
In the online world, there's just so much information out there.
Right, and misinformation.
Yeah, exactly. It can be hard to know what to believe.
Yeah.
So people are looking for those authentic voices.
Yeah.
They want to hear from real people who have actually used the product or service.
Right. Especially when it comes to something as big as buying a car.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a major purchase, and people want to feel confident in their decision.
Yeah, they want to know that they're making the right choice.
So a good testimonial can really boost a dealership's credibility.
Absolutely. It's like having a friend vouch for you.
Right.
And the blog post also mentions something else that I thought was interesting.
Oh, what's that?
They talk about the importance of showcasing testimonials from local customers.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
It's like saying, hey, these are your neighbors, people just like you who have had great experiences with this dealership.
It makes it feel more relatable.
Exactly. It's not just some generic marketing ploy.
Right.
It's real people from your community.
It taps into that sense of community and shared experience.
Exactly. Like imagine you're trying to decide between two dealerships.
Oh, yeah.
And then you see a testimonial from someone in your town.
Yeah.
Maybe even someone you know.
Yeah.
That could be the thing that tips the scales.
So to recap, we've got comprehensive vehicle listings, search and filter tools, trade-in value calculators, online scheduling, and customer testimonials.
Right.
It sounds like site design now has really put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah.
It's more than just having a pretty website.
Yeah.
It's a whole strategy for attracting and engaging customers online.
It's a great example of how businesses can use technology to create a customer-centric experience.
Yeah.
One that builds trust and ultimately leads to more sales.
It really makes you think about the bigger picture.
It does.
It's not just about car dealerships. These principles can apply to any business.
Absolutely. Any business that wants to succeed in the digital age needs to be thinking about these things.
For sure.
And actually, the blog post brings up one final point that I think is worth exploring.
Oh, intriguing. Tell me more. Okay, I'm all eared. What's this final point they made?
Well, it's not so much a point as a question, really.
Okay.
They mention the visual aspects of web design, but they don't really dive into it.
Oh, interesting.
It kind of leaves you wondering, how much do aesthetics really matter?
That's a great point.
We've talked about all these features.
Yeah.
But we haven't really considered the overall look and feel of the website.
Right. Like, is it better to go for a super sleek minimalist design?
Yeah.
Or something more bold and eye-catching?
It's a tough one.
What are your thoughts?
Well, there's no easy answer, is there?
I guess not.
It really depends on the brand, the target audience,
Right.
and the message they're trying to get across.
Yeah, like a luxury car dealership probably wants a website that feels very sophisticated.
Right. Exactly.
Really exclusive.
Whereas a more budget-friendly brand might want something more approachable,
Yeah.
down to earth.
It's all about that first impression.
Yeah, for sure.
I was thinking about some of the websites I use regularly.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that I really enjoy spending time on.
Yeah.
Some of them are visually stunning.
Right.
Beautiful photos and graphics.
Yeah.
But then others are super simple and functional.
Mm.
I think what they all have in common is that they're easy to navigate
Yeah.
and they load quickly.
That's so important.
Ugh, I hate a slow website.
It's so frustrating.
I know.
You just give up.
So it sounds like aesthetics are important,
They are.
but not at the expense of functionality.
Exactly. A website can be the most beautiful thing in the world,
Right.
but if it's slow or clunky or confusing to use, people are going to bounce.
Yeah, it's like going to a fancy restaurant with terrible service.
Right.
The ambiance might be lovely,
Yeah.
but if the food takes forever and the waiter is rude...
Yeah, you're not going back.
Exactly.
So it's all about finding that sweet spot, that
Yeah.
balance between form and function.
The best of both worlds.
Right. The ideal website is both visually appealing
Yeah.
and user-friendly.
It's a place where customers feel welcome, informed, and empowered.
Exactly.
This has been such a fascinating deep dive.
It has.
We've gone way beyond just this blog post
Yeah, we have.
and really explored what it takes to create a successful website in the digital age.
It's been great.
So to wrap things up, I want to leave our listeners with a little challenge.
Okay.
Take a look at some of your favorite websites.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about their design that makes you want to stick around?
Good question.
Is it the visuals, the ease of use, or a combination of both?
Yeah.
And how can you apply those same principles to your own business?
Right.
Whether you're selling cars or something else entirely.
It's all about creating that great online experience.
Exactly. That's a great challenge.
And remember, the digital landscape is constantly changing.
Oh, yeah.
What works today might not work tomorrow.
That's true.
So it's important to stay curious, keep experimenting,
Yeah.
and always be learning.
Those are words to live by.
I think so.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning,
Mm-hmm.
and keep diving deep.